On guard, halt! Cal is left, march! Present, halt!
At this time, Judge Cunningham's son Michael and the Boy Scouts of America Troop 165 will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, halt! File from the right, halt! Quick time, march! Nope. Nope. Nope.
Please be seated. All good afternoon. Such a pleasure to be here to celebrate Judge Cunningham with her investiture today. And I know she appreciates everyone attending as well. We didn't just bring Judge Cunningham in and swear her in today and let her start work tomorrow. She's been working already for several months. And I can tell you that my job as the chief judge, if the train had come off the track, I'd already know. It's on the track and doing quite well, and we appreciate you, Judge Cunningham, for all that you do. At this time, I'd like to welcome Rabbi Adam Miller to give the invocation.
Thank you, Judge Porter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to be here for this ceremony on behalf of Judge Cunningham as a rabbi and to welcome another wonderful leader to our bench here in Collier County. Some here might know that since you were young, you dreamed of being a judge. Perhaps it was that connection to your biblical namesake Deborah, who was a hero of Israel and one of the judges who led the people on their journey. Deborah was wise and brave, willing to make difficult decisions and accept the mantle of leadership, something that you also share with her in taking on this role of being a judge in our community. Maybe it's also fitting that you went to Brandeis University, named for Justice Louis Brandeis, the first Jewish Supreme Court justice, and whose athletic teams are known as the Brandeis Judges. Today, you are formally installed in this position of judge, a role that goes back for countless generations across humanity. We read in scripture from Deuteronomy that you shall appoint magistrates and officials for all your tribes and all the settlements that the Lord your God has given you, and they shall govern the people with due justice. The word for justice in Hebrew is tzedek, which means to find balance. And a judge must find a way to rule so that they can create fairness, balance, undue from bias, equal and fair to all. When the sages reflect on the ideal judge, they came up with certain qualities, and I would share these with you as I did with Judge Cohen when he was installed here in our community. One said that a judge should be a chaver tov, someone who is honest and trusted by others. Another said that a judge should have a good eye, an ayin tovah, the ability to discern what is happening and to realize when people are telling the truth. A third said a judge should have sechel, wisdom and understanding. And a fourth said a judge should have all of those, and that a judge should be governed by a lev tov, a good heart. For if a judge has a good heart, then that individual will be compassionate, will respect the human beings in front of them, and will make sure that justice is duly served. On this day, Judge Cunningham, we pray that you will be blessed with these gifts, that you will be trusted by those who come before you seeking justice, that you will have a keen eye to find the truth, that you will be wise and understanding, that you will be blessed with a good heart, always striving to do your best to fulfill your role as a judge in pursuit of justice. May the Holy One watch over you and protect you on this path, granting you these blessings and gifts. Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May you be blessed with the strength of Deborah and all who have come before you as judges, so that you will fulfill your duty to be a messenger of peace and justice, going from strength to strength and blessing to blessing, as we all say, Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Well, every time we have an investiture, we give the judges that are in attendance an opportunity to stand and introduce themselves. And I always try to make it unique, and I've come up with something for them to also add to, well, I'm the judge, and here's what I do, where I work. I've had so many new judges here in the last year or 18 months. I'm running out of new things to ask them. But I just thought of one. We'll start on the back row with Judge Baselli. You'll stand, tell us what you do, and tell us where you went to law school. And everyone else do the same.
All right, well, hello, I'm Judge Kimberly Boselli. I'm a county judge in Lee County, and I went to the University of Florida. Go Gators.
Good afternoon, I'm Elizabeth Career. I'm a circuit court judge here in Collier County. I'm handling 55% of the criminal docket right now, but that's going to change. I went to Chicago Kent College of Law, and on the day that I graduated from law school, it was 60 below zero as the chill factor.
I'm Gil Perez. I'm a circuit court judge. I sit in Unified Family Court in Fort Myers, and I went to the University of Notre Dame. Go Irish.
My name is Kyle Cohen. I'm a circuit court judge in Lee County doing circuit civil, and I went to Georgetown.
Hello, my name is Nicole Mary, Lee County judge in county civil and drug court, and I went to Thomas and Fuller.
Hi, everybody. Mike Brown, county court judge in Collier County Civil Division. Despite the way the season went, I'm still a proud Seminole.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Brown. I'm a circuit court judge serving here in Collier County in the family law division. Also do some probate. And I graduated law school from the University of Florida at the same time as Judge Cunningham. And now we get to share office space together. Pretty fun for me. I hope it's fun for you.
Next, I'm Judge Janice Martin. I have a county civil docket and also very proud to preside over our nationally recognized adult felony drug court, and also a proud graduate of the University of Florida College of Law, second generation for that, second generation for drug court. So following great footsteps.
Hi, I'm Lauren Brody. I'm a circuit civil judge here in Collier County. I went to University of Miami Law School, but I'm also proud to say I went to Brandeis undergrad, but not at the same time.
My name is Shannon McPhee. I'm a circuit judge sitting in Charlotte County on the felony and probate divisions, and I went to Florida State College of Law.
I'm Russell Kersey. I'm a circuit judge. I'm here in Collier. I'm on the family bench, a little bit of guardianship and probate. I went to Suffolk University in downtown Boston.
Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Pivicek. I'm a senior judge, and I work currently in Fort Myers and LaBelle, and I went to University of Florida as well.
Good afternoon, Christine Greider, Senior Circuit Court Judge, University of Florida.
Good afternoon, I'm Judge Devin George. I'm from Lee County. I'm the Administrative Lee County Court Judge, as well as on the Criminal Division. And I'm a Spartan through and through, so I'm a Michigan State University grad, College of Law. I don't bet on their sports teams right now, but I still bleed green.
Joe Foster, I have the privilege of serving as the Circuit Civil Administrative Judge here in Collier County. I'm also the civil judge until January 7th, at which point I'm becoming a felony judge again in Collier County. And I went to the Case Western Reserve University School of Law in Cleveland, Ohio. I did not go to Florida, but I am a University of Michigan.
I planted that one. I'm Deborah Cunningham. I'm a Collier County judge assigned to the Criminal Division, and I went to the University of Florida with Judge Brown. Go Gators! Go Gators!
I would be remiss if I didn't recognize a retired judge that's here with us today. Judge Hayes, would you stand, please?
Go Dogs, go Gators. I went to Georgia and Florida.
I'm way back here and y'all are way out there, so I may miss somebody. But do we have any of our magistrates here? I know Judge Ellis is here. Please stand, tell us who you are.
I'm Amy Ellis. I'm a magistrate. I handle family, probate, guardianship, and I do all of the March Mass. And I am a very proud double Gator. Go Gators.
I am Magistrate Maria Denti. I preside over family cases, Baker Acts, and guardianships. I went to Florida, but also Florida State.
Hi, I'm Pamela Barger. I do the circuit civil magistrate work as well as Baker Acts and probate and guardianship. Go Gators.
All right, I'd also like to recognize our judicial assistants that are in attendance today for all that they do to support us. They are the backbone for each of us. Behind the scenes, they don't get the credit that they deserve. But if you're a judicial assistant, please stand and be recognized. Also with us today is my right hand, Scott Wilster, who is our trial court administrator. And we have some of our local dignitaries in attendance today. We'd like to thank you for your service to the community and your support for the judiciary. Regional Counsel Eva Nemotin. Amira, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're fine. The clerk of court and comptroller for Collier County, Crystal Tingle. You're surprised I added comptroller to that.
I am.
I'm not sure what that is, but I know. Senator Kathleen Pasadoma. Southwest Florida has been blessed with Senator Pasadoma, her service in the legislature. Thank you so much for all you've done. On behalf of the public defender for the 20th Circuit, Kathy Smith, we have Collier Chief Assistant Public Defender Rex Dara. And representing the Naples Police Department, Assistant Chief Matthew Fletcher. If you are a local official, and I did not recognize you. Did I miss it? Oh, I missed it. Chief, you're not on the list.
He's packing.
You better introduce, stand up and introduce yourself. I apologize. All right, now that I got egg all over my face, but that's not on my name. I got a list. Now I'm off the script. Sarah's the one that organizes this for me, and I really like Sarah a lot. I shouldn't pick on her. The first time we did one of these was right here, and I administered the oath. I was going to tell this later, but I might as well do it now to give you a chance to get my head back on straight. If that's possible. It was for Judge Brown, his investiture. I'm not sure he's really a judge. I'm getting ready to tell you why. So I'm here. I have my script, and I have his oath in my office in Fort Myers. So I don't know what you swore to, but it's one right. Today, Judge Foster gets that honor, and I know he's more prepared than I am. All right, I digress. I would like for Judge Cunningham to approach the podium for some presentations. The first will be from her colleague, the Honorable Deborah George, who will present a gift from the Conference of County Court Judges of Florida. Devin.
Well, I will keep this very brief. We, obviously in Lee County, you don't get to work too much with the Collier County Court, but we have a great conference and we get together yearly, if not more than yearly, if you're on the board. So when she became a member of our county court conference, we were very excited. I'm hoping that you stay in our county court conference for a while, but if not, good luck to you. So on behalf of the County Court Judges of Florida, we have a gift of welcome to our conference. I deeply apologize. I really broke the box getting it open to make sure it was correct, but it is a nameplate with your official name and investiture date. I reviewed it, it's all correct. We went back and forth a little bit on whether we were doing an investiture date or your actual date of becoming a judge. So we've got everything you need. Congratulations, we're very excited that you're part of it.
Some of the local bar associations also have presentations. It's only appropriate that we start with the Collier County Bar Association. James Stewart, who's a board member of the same.
Hello, Judge. The Collier County Bar Association very much appreciates your support over the years. You're a very valued member of our organization, including that you won a few years ago our highest honor, Lion of the Law Award. So today I have a clock for you to commemorate your investiture, and it's an honor to be here for you today. Congratulations.
We're also joined today by Subsina Karimi and Jennifer Brown, and I apologize, Subsina.
We did it right.
They're here to present a gift on behalf of the Collier County Women's Bar Association.
Hi, you said it right. I'm Christina Karimi.
And I'm Jennifer Brown.
And we are here on behalf of the Collier County Women's Bar Association, where Judge Cunningham also won our highest award a couple years ago for Women Lawyer of the Year.
On a personal note, we worked with Judge Cunningham for over a decade at the state attorney's office. Sorry, happy tears. And as an assistant state attorney, she was dedicated to serving justice in our community, and we know as a member of the judiciary, she'll do the same.
I'm very proud of you, and we are going to present you with this lovely, beautiful, shiny pen.
And from the east, we have Evan Chaput, president of the Henry Glades Bar Association.
I'm used to going last, so I appreciate it. And before we get started, Judge Porter did go to the prestigious Cumberland School of Law in Birmingham, Alabama, as did I. They're very proud rascals. I mentioned that we're from the same law school. Judge Cunningham, on behalf of the Henry Glades Bar Association, I want to say congratulations. While we didn't work together, the Henry Glades, or the LaBelle State Attorney's Office, you were in Collier County. I have only heard wonderful things about you, and I'm excited that you get to be a judge. On behalf of our organization, we have given you a cup, which is very practical. It's not Tiffany. But I hope every time that you use it, you think of us and that we appreciate you.
John Miller, Vice President of the Lee County Bar Association.
Good afternoon, Judge Cunningham. I'm John Miller, Vice President of the Lee County Bar Association. I'm here to present you a gift on behalf of our organization. I realized about 5 minutes into the investiture what a horrible gift I did this was. I'm here to present you the traditional gift of a Bible.
I don't feel so bad about forgetting the oath. Finally, last but not least, I'd like to invite Mary Lynn LeBlanc, Vice President of the Lee County Association of Women Lawyers, to do her presentation.
That's a tough one to follow. Hi, I am Mary Lynn LeBlanc, and I am here in my capacity as Vice President of the Lee County Association for Women Lawyers, and we'd like to present you with a gift. For you to hang your robe. Oh, congratulations.
We have three guest speakers today. The first we just met is Magistrate Amy Ellis. Magistrate Ellis is a graduate, as we just learned, of the University of Florida College of Law, where she met Judge Cunningham in 1996. Magistrate Ellis began working at the Naples State Attorney's Office in October of 1999. In January of 2009, she began her current position as a general magistrate for the 20th Judicial Circuit Court here in Naples, where she handles family, probate, guardianship, and marchman activities. Magistrate Ellis.
Good afternoon. Please bear with me, I'm a little nervous. I'm very honored to be here today to celebrate and honor Collier County Judge Deborah Cunningham. As you just heard, Deb and I met over 28 years ago. We were like, what, 5? Over the years, Deb has held many roles in my life. We have been students together, co-workers, trial partners, and colleagues. I could talk to you about what an amazing attorney she has been and all the good work she's done in the community. But today, I'm just going to tell you about my best friend, Deb. So Deb and I actually first met over the phone just before we started at the University of Florida, and I'm going to say again, go Gators. I was desperately searching for a roommate, and her name was on a list provided by the school. We did not become roommates, which probably for the best considering some of the mates I had, but we did become friends. And we spent 3 years in Gainesville. They were amazing years. There was a lot of studying, probably more for her than me. A few firsts. I took her to her first UF FSU game where we won. And there was a lot of laughter. After graduation, Deb moved back to Massachusetts and I moved back home here to Southwest Florida. And that could have been the end. Christmas cards or holiday cards, phone calls every now and then, but it was really only just the beginning. Deb had always wanted to be a prosecutor. All through law school, that's what she did. She did criminal clinic, that was what she was going to be. I swore I would never set foot in a courtroom and never do anything handling criminal law. So of course, my first job was at the state attorney's office. And Deb was working for an appellate attorney in Massachusetts. A few months later, under another fortuitous phone call, I happened to mention that the office I was at was hiring, and Deb asked me to pass along her resume, which I gladly did the next day to Miss Amira Fox. 2 weeks later, Deb was on a plane coming down here, and she was hired immediately, surprising no one. She was an amazing prosecutor, and she had earned the respect and admiration of her coworkers, her bosses, the defense bar, and the judiciary. So to all of you, I say, you're welcome. Those early years laid the foundation for what has become a lifelong friendship. She can't hear me now. And one of my most significant relationships. We have seen each other through all of the big moments in life, graduations, marriage, birth, deaths. But we've also been there through all the small everyday things. We have had adventures here and abroad. We have gone to the tops of the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame. Those steps still terrify me. We have seen the crown jewels at the Tower of London, seen the wonders of Stonehenge. We have danced with dolphins in the Caribbean. We have hunted ghosts in Savannah, and we have searched for humpback whales in Alaska. And there are more adventures to come, summer 2025. Deb has become more than just a friend. She is my family. So now, as she makes this much-deserved transition to judge, I get to tell you of all the qualities that will make my best friend a great judge. She is incredibly smart, but she never makes anybody feel dumb. She has a great sense of humor, and she never takes herself too seriously. She is very proud of all of her accomplishments, but she is incredibly humble, and she is always supportive and recognizing of the people that have helped her along the way. Some of Deb's best qualities that will aid her as a judge are her fierceness and determination. Whether it is as a wife, a mother, a friend, an attorney, an advocate, or a judge, Deb will always be there for her friends and colleagues and will never stop fighting for who and what she believes in. So in thinking about how I was going to end this speech, I'm going to share a little fun fact. Deb loves The Wizard of Oz. And several years ago, we had the opportunity to go see Wicked. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. But there is a song in that show called For Good, and it has always made me think of Deb. There's a line, and I was very well by singing, and it says, "Because I knew you, I have been changed for good." Well, that has always been true for me. Deb, you have changed my life and me for the better. I know that you will do amazing things as a judge, and because of this opportunity, you will have the ability to change a lot of other people's lives for good as well. So congratulations, my friend. You will do great things and make this community better because of you.
Our next speaker is Rich Montecalvo. Mr. Montecalvo is the Chief Assistant State Attorney for the 20th Judicial Circuit, managing a staff of 300, including 120 attorneys. He's been a member of the Florida Bar since 1994. He has prosecuted many high-profile cases and trained attorneys for nearly 25 years in Fox's office at the present, and the two prosecutor or state attorneys before her. In 2023, he received the Eugene Berry Award for his service to prosecution. Appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis, Rich is a commissioner and former chair of the 20th Judicial Circuit Judicial Nominating Commission, and a past president of the Collier County Bar Association. He's also served as chair of the State Attorney's Office Hiring Committee, the Death Penalty Review Committee, and various Florida Bar committees. He worked with Judge Cunningham at the State Attorney's Office for over 2 decades. Mr. Montecalvo.
Thank you.
When I checked my phone, she's still a county court judge. I haven't heard anything from the governor. Every time the JNC meets, she applies. Getting sent up to the governor's office. So.
First you said, why not?
Right. May it please the court, Chief Judge Porter, Your Honors, Judge Cunningham, and ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to have been asked by Judge Cunningham to make a few comments during this investiture celebration today. I have had the great pleasure of working with Debbie at the State Attorney's Office for the past 25 years, or close to 25 years. And I remember when she started with Magistrate Ellis as a wide-eyed baby prosecutor, just starting her legal career. I've known her from that point to the moment that Governor DeSantis gave her the call that every judicial applicant seeks. And that's the call appointing her to the judgeship here in Collier County. And of course, I still know her, so. For many of those years at the State Attorney's Office, I served as Deputy Supervising Attorney as the head of the Collier County office. And for all those years, as she progressed through misdemeanor to felony, to becoming a specialized special victims unit prosecutor, and then when she was promoted to the chief of our felony division, the one person, the one attorney I never had to worry about, the one person I knew who was dedicated to this job as a prosecutor, until she became a judge. The one person passionate in her defense of the defenseless, fearless in the face of difficult evidence or traumatized victims, tireless in her work with law enforcement, somebody devoted to her family and this community. That person is Debbie Cunningham. I am very proud to currently serve as a member of the 20th Circuit Judicial Nominating Commission. And I was especially proud to have served as chair as Debbie kept applying and kept getting sent up to the governor's office. And I was thrilled when Governor DeSantis chose her for the county court spot. As Chief Assistant State Attorney, and I think I can speak for the State Attorney, we were very, very sad to see Debbie leave our office, but ecstatic that her personal and professional goal of achieving the judgeship was successful. As chair of the JNC, I exercised my discretion and recused myself from considering her application. I did not vote yea or nay on Judge Cunningham at any time, but the lack of my vote was irrelevant. Debbie didn't need me to vote for her nomination. I can speak for the whole of the JNC when I say that the entirety of the commission has always been duly impressed with her candidacy. So, Debbie, you're a baby judge right now. And it's taken almost 25 years to attain this spot. So, God willing, in 25 years, you will be sitting in that jury box over there, watching the investiture of another baby judge. That person could very well be one of the many excellent, fresh out of law school lawyers who are today prosecuting cases or perhaps defending cases in county court, maybe a member of the state attorney's office or the public defender's office, or perhaps it's a young junior associate somewhere just now decorating their first office or curtains, and maybe about to attend their first meeting of the Collier County Bar Association. And again, God willing, on the day of that future investiture, I will be long retired. Forgotten by history, sitting on a porch somewhere in the mountains, and barely remembering my own glory days. But I wonder, what might that new baby judge say in their investiture speech? I wonder which august judge they might consider for whom to emulate on the bench. Who was the judge for them who freely gave of their time? Who mentored that new baby judge when they were merely baby lawyers? Who was the judge that made correct rulings far more often than not? And even when that baby lawyer was on the wrong side of those rulings, understood why they were on the wrong side of those rulings. Who was the judge that was consistently polite, respectful, and firm and who treated the robe as a protector of the Constitution and the rule of law instead of a full plate of armor to be used in battle? Who was the judge that worked late on weekends, was available for an emergency in the middle of the night? And finally, who was the judge that could poke fun at themselves? Not take themselves too seriously. Somebody who might admit that once upon a time, during a first-degree murder trial, in this very courtroom, that judge might say, well, yeah, there was a time when she retrieved a rather imposing and very large knife, a murder weapon, from the clerk's box right about here, and approached the jury box right about where Judge George is sitting, and started bandying that knife over the 12 jurors doing their civic duty, wondering how do they get out of this courtroom. That judge might disclose that when the defense attorney objected to that, appropriate, that as we were ordered to approach sidebar, Judge Brody, that same attorney might have carried said murder up to the bench. Yeah, it happened, right? 1.2 alpha. Well, one more part of that story. To make matters more dramatic, the sheriff's office in that case had actually collected an entire door, right? A wall. And maybe you had the wall up behind you during your closing argument, so she was standing in front of a wall, bandying about that murder knife. But you're right, we did get guilty. And he is still in prison serving life, deservedly so. Well, you know who I'm talking about, of course. It's Judge Cunningham. And it very well be possible that you will be the judge swearing in that baby judge in 25 years. So why am I so sure that you are going to be the judge to whom admiration will be cast by that baby judge? Because I've seen you do all these things as a lawyer. In the most difficult of circumstances, during the most complicated and gruesome trials. On those quiet days in the office, when you imparted legal advice and trial tips to young prosecutors. Working with all of the stakeholders in this system. And especially the way, and the magical way, you were able to get Judge Foster to do whatever you want. I'm coming up next. When I ran the office, I tried to get Judge Turner to do one thing, and he laughed in my face. So, very good. Thank you, Judge Foster. This is why Debbie Cunningham is a lioness of the law here in Collier County. Very prestigious honor that I believe, Amy, you mentioned. And I'm going to brag here as I wrap up. We are a very large and diverse legal community, but Collier County maintains that small town feel still. Naples has that feel. And the camaraderie among the bar here is very strong. We have a strong history of ethical behavior and speaking to each other, no matter how adversarial nature the proceeding might be. We speak to each other with civility and professionalism. And prosecutors have a responsibility that no other lawyer has. Civil attorneys sometimes tell you they play to win. Criminal defense attorneys play to win. I mean, at least that's what the TV ads and billboards tell me and tell all of us every time we're traveling on I-75. No, the lawyers with their sleeves turned up and their arms crossed, or the pit bull ads that you see. Prosecutors don't behave that way. We can't afford to play that way because our overarching goal is to achieve justice. And justice may mean demanding that the court sentence that guy to life in prison. Justice may also mean telling a grieving victim or an aggressive sheriff's detective that despite all of the victim's pain, or despite all of the hard work from that detective, you simply just do not have the evidence to put a case into the system. And it has amazed me for 3 decades as a prosecutor and as somebody on the JNC, how I hear all the time, how can a prosecutor be on the bench? All you want to do is win, prosecutor. You always will believe law enforcement. You will always punish the defendant. You can't be fair. And to that I say, well, I'll say hogwash instead of what I really want to say. A great prosecutor like Debbie Cunningham knew the strengths and weaknesses of a case in fact and in law better than any defense attorney could ever. Could identify what constituted a valid search from a Fourth Amendment violation any day. She could try complicated cases with sensitive witnesses and often including extensive pre-trial litigation for years, utilizing the law, the rules of procedure, and the rules of evidence. She applied those things daily. And perhaps most importantly, she learned how to handle sensitive and dangerous evidence in front of a jury. After I told you never, ever, 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 ever do that again. It's because all of that, this lifelong prosecutor who I am proud to call colleague and friend, will make all of us extremely proud of what will be a long and fruitful judicial service to not only the citizens of Collier County, but of the 20th Circuit and the state of Florida. Congratulations, Debbie.
I think that was your intro. So our last speaker, as he alluded to, as well as Mr. Montecalvo, is the Honorable Joseph Foster. Judge Foster, as you heard earlier, is the Circuit Court Administrative Judge for Collier County. During his judicial career, he's handled cases in 4 of our 5 counties in the 20th Circuit that comprise the 20th Circuit. He has served in all of the circuit court divisions and has had the honor of serving as an associate judge on the 2nd District Court of Appeal. He's a University of Michigan graduate and fan. While they're not having the best football season this year, hope always springs eternal. And they won the national championship last year, so that will keep them warm for a while, I hope. Judge Foster.
So just so we're clear, I put that last bit in there to make him laugh. I didn't expect him to actually read it. You're having bad news here as well, so it's all good. It is truly an honor for me to be here and to celebrate Judge Cunningham as well. As I was preparing these remarks, it dawned on me that most people in this room, Debbie's friends, family, and former coworkers, probably have known her much longer than I have. And so you have a lot better understanding than most about the traits I'm going to talk about. Debbie and I started our connection back in 2018 when I took over the felony docket. And Debbie was one of my felony prosecutors and track leader. And then she became the felony chief for the office here. In December of 2019 or January of 2020, it's a little hazy to me, one of my friend Christine Grider, hi Christine, decided it was time to retire. Then Chief Judge McHugh told me that I would be taking over Christine's role as the Collier County Circuit Administrative Judge. Shortly after that announcement, and this will not surprise anyone that knows her, Debbie came in to see me and pronounced that Christine had been serving as her mentor for a long time. And since I was the new Christine, I inherited her as a mentee. Now, my mind you, she was not the only one that came and told me similar things that as the successor to Christine, I was required to maintain. Like always having chocolate in my office when people are having a bad day or need a fix. But thus began our mentoring relationship, which was strengthened very quickly when the world ended in March of 2020. And we all had to quickly learn to adapt to the ever-changing COVID world. During that time, all of the stakeholders in Collier County spent a lot of time together, and I really credit everyone. Working out the details of how to adapt to the constantly changing rules and directives, and consequently, Debbie and I spoke quite frequently about work, and ultimately about life. Over the past almost 5 years, my relationship title has changed somewhat from mentor to crisis management coach, to career coach, to emotional support judge, friend, and finally now to colleague. And I'm very, very happy to have Debbie as a colleague, recognizing how sad many of you are to have Debbie leave to join the bench. And sorry, Amira and Rich, but I think you can agree this was for the best. And that you made fun of me. But I am coming back. So. But I am sure that all of you that have known her know that she is and will continue to be a fantastic judge here for the citizens of Collier County. Her background as a prosecutor for crimes involving juvenile and adult victims of sex crimes or murder victims and their families has uniquely prepared her for her new role. She's incredibly hardworking and literally needs to be doing 50 things at once to feel like she is actually contributing anything. She has empathy and concern for others and will always treat those that have occasion to appear in front of her with professionalism, respect, and dignity. She also has an undying commitment to justice and will always make sure that everyone gets treated properly and fairly in her courtroom, and that everyone that appears in front of her will get a fair opportunity to be heard. But those of you that know her already know all this. For those of you that do not know her well, I am happy to share that she is and will be awesome on the bench. However, one thing that not everyone knows about Debbie is she is also a very talented artist, although she fails to recognize it and she just doodles. Debbie and I share a love of the cartoon character Snoopy and the rest of the Peanuts gang, originally drawn by Charles M. Schulz. I am actually wearing a Snoopy Christmas tie today in her honor. And I know that Mac is too. My understanding of Debbie's artistic talent started during COVID. Apparently, when I am on Zoom, I have a habit of saying to lawyers and parties, "You're on mute." And then in a few moments, when they have not already figured it out, "You're still on mute." Debbie thought it would be fun to have Post-its made with my catchphrases and proudly showed them to me one day. Then she would slip them into papers, back when we still worked with paper on the bench, that I was reviewing on the bench for signature to see if she could surprise me and make me laugh. I don't think you ever got me because you came awfully close a couple times. Since those humble beginnings, to this day, Debbie gives me a weekly cartoon, which I display in my office. Anybody's welcome to come back, I'll show them to you. And she's actually designed some artwork for my wife and I that we proudly display at our home. I keep telling her that should the whole law thing not work out, she has a definite future on the art fair circuit. You should ask to see her work, it's actually quite impressive. Truth be told, my oldest son is amazed that she doesn't see her talent, and so in her honor refers to her as the doodle judge. So Debbie told me I could speak for about an hour this afternoon. Which is great because anyone that knows her knows that she absolutely loves to be the center of attention. And so I'm going to keep going so everyone here can continue to stare at her for a little while, just to make her feel uncomfortable on her big day. Not really, Judge Porter, we're all good. Let me wrap this up with this. Governor DeSantis knocked this appointment out of the park. And our community will be better off because Judge Cunningham is on the bench and continuing to serve the citizens of Collier County. It is my great honor to welcome her to the bench.
Okay, at this time, Judge Foster is going to administer the oath. If, Michael will come on up to help out.
Okay. Smile, how do you want to? Sorry, this is Sarah Miles. Her email actually is SMILES. So I call her Smiles.
There you go.
I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform
that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of county judge
the duties of county judge
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Nobody's watching. Yeah. It is my distinct honor to present to you our newly sworn Collier County Judge, Deborah Cunningham.
Thank you all. I feel like I should start with, let me explain. I want to thank the governor and the Judicial Nominating Commission for believing in me and entrusting me with this seat. To serve this community is a privilege. And I will do everything I can to maintain the trust and confidence you have placed in me. To be sworn in as a Collier County judge is an amazing honor. And to be sworn in courtroom 2A is a little bit surreal. If these walls could talk, they have a lot of good stories about me. There would be stories about my triumphs and my losses. And every story would have a tremendous amount of laughter because everything happens to me in court, especially in trial. From wielding knives to evidence falling on my head to power failures in the middle of a trial. This is the courtroom I learned you always have to have a plan B and sometimes a plan C, D, E, and F. And just so you know, the calamity has followed me into my new role. My judicial assistant Lori and I have already managed to set up the alarm in chambers and get locked out of the office. I hope these walls would also tell you that they saw me grow from a shy kid, terrified of making mistakes, to a persuasive attorney and now judge who owns her mistakes
learns from them, and isn't afraid to speak up and use her voice, all in the pursuit of justice. Of course, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of you. My crisis management coach once told me that you should surround yourself with people who make you better. And as I look out at all of you, I believe I have done just that. A courtroom full of people who have always stood by me and always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. Yes, James and Sabina, I'm looking right at you. This is such an honor. And I'm so thankful for every single one of you. Amira and Rich, there aren't enough words to say thank you for the advice and the guidance you have given me throughout my career. Every opportunity you gave me at the state attorney's office taught me to think outside the box and to trust myself. They taught me that justice was not about winning. It was about doing the right thing, whatever that may be. There are people who come into our lives throughout our career to teach us and guide us as we grow and make our way. And occasionally, we're lucky enough to find mentors who really embrace that role and take the time to listen and make time for us, no matter how busy they are in their own lives. And it is a really cool thing when those mentors become your friends. Judge Grider, I still remember walking into your office at the state attorney's office on my very first day. The lessons you have taught me over the years went far beyond the law. You taught me how to succeed, and I am still sharing your advice today. And Judge Brody, who I wielded the knife in front of, you are one of the most amazing women I know, and you will always be my hero. You taught me to be strong and to be confident. And my crisis management coach, Judge Foster, I'm really not sure why you still put up with me, but I'm glad that you do. Thank you for all of the wisdom, the humor and sarcasm, and for always being there. Our friends come into our lives at various times for different reasons. And 28 years ago, I started law school at the University of Florida. And on my first day, I met 3 amazing women who became lifelong friends. We've been through a lot over the years and a lot's changed, but our friendship never has. There's Marianne, the fearless one, Anna, the protector, Amy, the voice of reason and the best friend I've ever had, and then there's me. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. Just ask the director of our summer abroad program. I can't imagine being on this journey without you ladies. I think I always knew I would go to law school. I was in 3rd grade when I proudly announced to my parents that I was going to be a lawyer. They always encouraged me and cheered me on, celebrating every achievement, no matter how small. Mom and Dad, thank you for a lifetime of support and of love. I'm also very lucky to have the support of my husband, Shannon, who puts up with all of my craziness, encourages my mischievous nature, and stands by me. He only ever steps in my way when he thinks I'm headed over a cliff, which I very much appreciate. But I'm pretty sure that if I decided to go over that cliff anyway, he'd come along for the ride, and there would be a lot of laughs along the ride. Matt, your dad and I are so proud of you, so proud of the person that you are. You are sweet, smart, funny, sarcastic, and find the loophole in absolutely everything. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Never stop using your voice, and always speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves. Using your voice is a powerful tool. It may even be a superpower. And as I look out in this courtroom, I see so many people invested in our community. And I see so many strong women who I have looked up to for years. Women who each have their own superpower, working hard, to better our community. Since this is the holiday season, I'll leave you with this thought. A few years ago, my friend Sophie, who was about 7 years old at the time, received a Barbie doll for Christmas. And this was no ordinary Barbie doll. This was Judge Barbie. And when she opened the gift and she looked at the doll, she said, "Girls really can be judges." Yes, yes, they can. Thank you all so much.
So I feel like I've been educated this afternoon. In particular, when I called to congratulate Judge Cunningham on her appointment, I mentioned Judge Foster. I apologize, I don't know the exact words. But she asked something to the effect, does that mean I can pick on him now and not get in trouble? How about it? How about it? With that, on behalf of the judges of the 20th Circuit, we welcome you, Judge Cunningham. Judge Cunningham and her family invite you to join them for a reception on the first floor atrium here at the courthouse. Thank you, everyone, for being in attendance. The court is now in recess. Thank you.